Thank you so much for having me.
Now from energy that works and is stopped by the White House to energy that doesn't work yet, but is funded by the White House. Stunning new emails indicating the Energy Department pushed the now bankrupt Solyndra to delay layoffs until after the midterm elections. And it did this while making it clear it was still considering if the company would get loan money in December. Republican Congressman Phil Gingrey of Georgia is on the House subcommittee investigating the loan to Solyndra. Doesn't like the way it smells. And, Congressman, every time you think it couldn't get worse, it does.
David, we talked about that on an earlier show with you. You peel back those layers of the onion and your eyes water more and more. You're absolutely right. And, of course, these emails that have just come in from the Department of Energy that suggest that they recommended to Solyndra back in October, I believe, late October of 2010, when Solyndra said, look, we are going to have to lay off 60 people, 150 contractors, and shut down one of our manufacturing facilities. I think they call it Fab 1. The original investor in this, George Kaiser, and his Argonaut venture capital firm, told Solyndra, look, Department of Energy would really appreciate it if you would hold off on announcing those layoffs until after November the 2nd.
Right.
Announce it November 3rd if you want to. And what was November 2nd? It was the midterm elections. Strange happenings.
Well, it sounds like there was a clear quid pro quo going on there.
Well, that's a good point, David, because during this process, Solyndra was negotiating with the Department of Energy and saying, look, we need some relief. We're having trouble paying our bills. We're burning a lot of cash. And you can help us by restructuring this $500 million, $500 million loan, the very first one pushed out the door by Obama in this Section 1705 of the stimulus bill for renewable energy. So they wanted restructuring of the loan, a better deal, lower interest rate, delayed payments, whatever. And DOE basically said, we don't think we can do that. But in the final analysis, a quid pro quo came when the company decided, okay, we won't announce the layoffs until after the election. And within a month, the Department of Energy came along and said, right, we will subordinate the loan to your new venture capital investors. So that was the quid pro quo.
You know what it also shows, Congressman, which is that way back in November 2010, the administration knew that there was bad stuff coming from Solyndra, and they were still out pumping it.
Absolutely. They knew it, and they withheld it from the public. And it's our money, David. That money was actually lent directly from the federal financing bank of the Department of Treasury.
But not only was it our money, and not only were they trying to hide the bad news, but they were trying to influence an election by delaying something that would be obviously a bad sign for Solyndra, the laying off of these workers.
It would sure appear to me to be the case. And when Secretary Chu, the Secretary of the Department of Energy, appears before our committee on Thursday, I believe he's scheduled to appear at 10 o'clock in the morning, so stay tuned. I can assure you that those questions will be asked. I'm not sure if we'll get the answers, but those questions will be asked.
By the way, was there a specific threat from the administration? That is, if you don't delay the laying off of these workers, we're going to delay our loan to you. We're going to prevent money from going to Solyndra.
Well, not to my knowledge, as I talked to you this afternoon. We'll continue to look into it and connect the dots.
There was a clear implication, by the way, in that email that, you know, if you don't do this, there will be a consequence, and the obvious consequence would be withholding one of the tranches of the loans.
I can't say specifically that language was in there. No.
Okay. All right. Well, it certainly looks like there's a lot more fishy business that we got to get to the bottom of. Congressman Phil Gingrey, Thursday's a big day. You'll have Secretary Chu to ask him a lot of these questions. We appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you,
And
David.
don't go away. We have even more shocking Solyndra developments for you later in the hour. It's not millions going up in smoke this time. It is billions in solar smoke. Plus, the